Stadium in Provo, Utah. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the North Texas Mean Green, taking on another team from the Big 12 in an intra-conference matchup, the BYU Cougars. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me, guys. Can't wait to get this started. From inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Mean Green offense will take the field, and they'll get this thing underway. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right. David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways, and Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're very versatile guys. Both guys can run between the tackle box, they can take it outside, they can both catch the football as well. So, no doubt, the game plan for both offenses, feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
They get him stopped at the 26, but that'll be enough for this offense to go to work on first down. New set of downs after the completion. To the air on first down. There's a hit. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
This is the matchup everyone was excited to see in this football game, and it doesn't take long to get to it. One of the best receivers in the game, one of the best corners in the game, one-on-one, quarterback taking a shot, and early on, it's the corner who wins, knocking it away for the incompletion. That won't be the last time these two guys go toe-to-toe, but this is where your eyes need to be all game long.
Trying to make magic on the scramble. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. North Texas in the hurry-up.
Really nice awareness that time by the quarterback in a third down situation, knowing exactly where the first down marker was. It wasn't there open to throw the football. He was very smart. He got out, he took off running, knew exactly where he had to get to keep his offense on the field.
Second down, he'll throw it. Steps away to find some room. Complete to the right. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. North Texas has it going to work with another first down. They'll leave it with him. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow in 2nd and 7. Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. It's complete on the right side. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. North Texas started this drive in the shadow of its own end zone, but now they've moved out, got a little something cooking. Throws to the wideout. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection. So now in 2nd and long. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Here comes the heat. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the mistiming.
On the opening drive of the game, establishing the rhythm of the Canes offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this first drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, just threw an in.
Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked 1 time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the football.
The incomplete pass, 4th down, fails, and they'll turn it over. So BYU's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today.
turned on the tape this week, you saw it in so many different ways he can hurt you, and he can be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing tackling, staying in your gaps, winning at the point of attack, getting as many hacks to the football as humanly possible, because you can't shut this guy down. You can only hope to contain him, but what a challenge this defense faces today.
They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41. Here's this offense with a rush set downs. 325. To the ground. He's got it again. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks. BYU right back to the line.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. The Cougars really need to keep this drive alive on third down. On the ground, going for the first down with a give to the tight end. They tried to go smash mouth on third and short, and it did not work against this defense. They're a couple of yards short of the first down, but the offense will stay out there on fourth down. Tries to get it on the ground. Will not get there. A fourth down stop.
Well, here's a classic sudden change situation early in the game. We're going to see a few of these as the game goes on, but with the defense getting that...
There we go.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They stop him at the 22, 15-yard pickup on the play, and a first down just outside the red zone. Now he's going to break the pocket. He'll pull it down. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. And now on second down for this offense. Wants to go up top. Escapes the pressure to his right. They get him out of bounds right at the 5-yard line, and that one might have saved a touchdown. A first down run on the doorstep. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, North Texas.
Number 23 with the carry.
Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
We've reached a break, and North Texas has the lead. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. The kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So first down here as they go back to work. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Picked off again. He's now thrown 20 interceptions.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His third interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Looking downfield on first down. Going to throw it over the top of the deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. He'll try to do it himself. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yards. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something.
Touchdown, Mean Green. They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop. Who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
BYU lines up quickly. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. Just a wall of defenders everywhere he looks, and he's guided out of bounds after a short return. North Texas takes possession. The Mean Green offense will return to the field. They've had a really productive first half so far, and they'll try to add to it here. Unloads to the wideout. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. They make the tackle after the turnover, but hang on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see if it stands. And the pass interference penalty is costly, wiping out the turnover. So after the flag, a fresh set of downs for the offense. It's 1st and 10. Looking to scramble. He's going to take off. Quarterback gets the first down. And this is why a mobile quarterback is a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare. He has just been running wild all day. On 1st and 10, trying to strike from the 15. Rushes on him. He just throws it away, and I think the flag's going to be coming in. There it is.
Intentional throw.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Back to pass. Unloads it left. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds. Incomplete. 3rd down coming up, and the Cougar faithful are doing everything they can to help out this team. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. He's going to sling it into the heart of the field. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
This is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Pressure coming. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Intercepted, and now he's up to 14. Gets the return down to the 25-yard line, and a big turnover caused by this defense. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. The tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. BYU right back to the line.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. On a little time, lets it go. Quarterback just flat missed him. Incomplete. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. He'll be guided out of bounds, but not Texas sends the offense back onto the field. Defense made a play with that interception to set them up. Now to see if they can cash it in. Trying to make magic with his feet. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding. North Texas can dig into that playbook on second and short. Give to the running back. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Off the play fake on first down. Intercepted a first down. Turnover can swing momentum. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Wants to go up top on first down. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
And this offense, man, they're going to have to figure something out. This is already getting out of hand, but they're going to have to protect their quarterback. They're going to have to start throwing the football and having some success, because right now, they got a bagel up on the scoreboard.
Well, the defense sniffed that screen out perfectly. All the D linemen, they were reading the body language of the offensive line. They knew something was up, and when the screen pass got thrown, they were right there to make the tackle.
They go to the wide receiver screen. He won't get there. It'll bring up fourth down. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. So from his own end zone, the punt is away. Found a little run room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. They take over late and they have enough time to put together a drive. Tight end finds a soft spot. Now the connection takes it to the 11. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. It's first down from the 11. Wants to throw on first down. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Second and 10, he'll throw again. Release to the back. Intercepted a first half turnover can swing momentum. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Looking to throw on first down. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Going to try to get it himself. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain.
And they bring the blitz. I mean, you can tell they want to make him feel uncomfortable as quick as possible, and you can see him. He takes off with the football, and they just trying to get to him, try to get him on the ground, but this defense choosing to blitz right now in this football game.
Inside the 25, stopped at the 24, clock will stop to move the chain. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Bringing the heat. Trying to escape and get it himself. Nice job of avoiding the sack and picking up a few on the run. Timeout called by the defense is their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. On third and long, try to convert through the air. And that one's incomplete. They were just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. Takes it on the return. Coverage team is down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Fires left. Got his man downfield. He'll be forced out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, and they'll mark him down at the 28. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Oh, they're after him. He'll pull it down and run. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play. The Mean Green can be aggressive if they choose here on second and short.
And man, does he keep you honest. Just a guy that can run the football, that can make plays with his legs. You've seen it throughout the day. Listen, this wasn't a big play, but it can be death by 1,000 cuts. He just continues to scramble, make plays, make you defend his feet for a whole game.
Just enough time for one final play in this half. On third and short, they'll try to convert through the air. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a great atmosphere today in Provo. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's send it back to our broadcast team inside Lavelle Edwards Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. North Texas will kick it off to start things here in the second half. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Finally stopped after a solid return out to the 32. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
In the second half, trailing the way they are, they know they're going to have to be able to throw the football to get back into it, but you can't accomplish that if you can't keep your quarterback standing upright. Give the defense tons of credit getting that sack on third down.
Fires to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Defense in press coverage. Third down play from the gun. He lobs one high down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. He'll get away another punt. He's been really active today, and no doubt he's going to earn his varsity letter. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. North Texas takes possession. The Mean Green offense will return to the field. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk after the 30-yard line. North Texas can dig into that playbook on second and short. Looking downfield, it's Cobb. Punts it out of the air. They'll mark him down at the 40 after ripping off 10.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last.
Oh, he's got some space. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. North Texas has it going to work with another first down. Looking to throw on first down. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. They're dealing with a second and long. Looking to throw again. It's complete. That'll be a gain of about 7. Leaves it with 3rd and 3.
Simple pitch, simple catch, simple drag route. It's a nice timing route. Just playing have a lot of success.
They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. Fires downfield. Oh, they really could have used that pass there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. They're in field goal range here on 4th down, but they're going to keep this offense on the field. Using his feet. And he'll slide after picking up the first down. North Texas in the hurry up.
And those 4th and 3, 4th and 4 situations are really tough. Is it a passing situation? Is it a running situation? You really got to see my keys, go get it. Defense was just a step slow. They give them the 4th down one.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Under fire. Intercepted. Big play. Stops the drive. Looking for more room. The 30. He's at the touchdown. BYU. This defense making a big play, putting it in the end zone.
And they come up with a huge pick six, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
Here's the return from inside his 10. Goes out of bounds, but not before he takes that return into plus territory at the 47. North Texas sends the offense back onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
It was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
The Mean Green can be aggressive if they choose here on 2nd and short.
Here we go.
Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. Working on the right. And he makes a grab. Defense draped all over him, and it's 1st and goal at the 9. This offensive scoring position with a fresh set of downs. They'll wrestle him down at the 4-yard line after that punt. They pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. Motion from the wideout. And the defense knocks him down immediately behind the line.
What a great play by that quarterback. There's so much space out here. Football, the way they spread you out. But to be able to break on the football and just throw one of those quick passes like that, nice job by the quarterback.
Nowhere for him to run again, and now 4th down is going to be a tough one.
And this is an individual decision. 3rd quarter, got an opportunity to go by more than a touchdown. A lot of people take the field goal here, but more and more the aggressiveness wins. I'm in a good spot. 4th and goal. It's not a long way to go. Do I want to go for the touchdown?
And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. Runs through the tackle. You just can't go backwards there. He did, and they swarmed him for a safety.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
And the North Texas offense will take over.
North Texas takes possession. The Mean Green offense will return to the field. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for the...
Turning it on! All the way out across the 45-yard line. Mark it out of bounds at the 46. The offense setting up shop at the 46. 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. He's going to run it. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter.
Here we go.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Quarterback adapting. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there.
Pickup of 5.
That's the end of the quarter, and North Texas has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings.
BYU 7.
When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. This will be pulled off, maybe just the turning point they needed. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. Cougars have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. Caught in the backfield. It's Cruz. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. It'll be 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Well, the defense didn't get caught napping there. In this situation, you know they have to stay alert for the deep ball.
Yeah, so what defense am I going to call? I'm going to keep some DBs back deep. I'm going to keep my safety a little bit deeper, understanding they're down. I'm going to have to attack down the field. I'm going to stick to my...
Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Oh, they dial up on 2nd, and a long way to go. They'll throw again after the incompletion. And he fires a dirt ball. Man, oh man, would he like to have that pass back. It is deafening in here, soaked in noise as BYU tries to get a stop on 3rd down. He's going to throw deep right side. He's got it at the 20. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17. North Texas has it going to work with another 1st down. They're looking to pass from the red zone. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose. And I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really, really be physical. Because if he bobbles it at all, as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks through and that ball starts to come loose.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Can't rest on your laurels as a quarterback. We know how much success he had last game when he completed over 70% of his throws. This game, though, he's just a little bit off. At times he looks like he's pressing. He hasn't been overly accurate. That's the reason why he's completed somewhere around 50% of his passes.
Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. He wants to start this drive with a pass. And down he goes back at the 3. The Cougars trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play.
This is a tough part of the field. You want to try to create some space and give yourself an opportunity not to throw out of your own end zone. They didn't hold up in protection. They give up the sack, but thank goodness they didn't give up the safety.
And it's another tackle for loss for this defense. I'll tell you, they came into this game knowing they had to shut this guy down. He's one of the best in the nation, and they've given him the ball a bunch. He's just had nowhere to run, and I don't think anybody expected him to struggle.
Slips one guy, now he's loose. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the 1st down at the 30. BYU lines up quickly.
Finally breaks when they get rewarded. They've been trying to run the football, Palmer, but just haven't had success all day.
Yeah, and the staff never gave up on him, too, right? They kept giving him opportunities, and maybe that's the run that starts to open things up here later in this game for this guy.
This BYU offense set up with another 1st down. Wants to throw on 1st down. Here's the pressure. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
And this is why this team is losing this game. They cannot protect their quarterback. He's already been sacked a bunch of times. Almost got sacked right there. This guy doesn't have a chance with the way this offensive line is playing.
To the air on 2nd down. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. Now 3rd and long and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. He's looking downfield to throw. It's a big stride inside the 10. And he ran away from the crowd and he'll take it in. Touchdown, BYU!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
North Texas sends the offense back onto the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs, on first down finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Picks up the first down, still moving. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing, you need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
They'll stop him at the 41, but he's got 10 yards, and they'll move the chains. It's 1st and 10. They've moved it to the 41. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Oh, he got loose. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense now. They got to get a stop, and if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
He'll be pulled down after a good run. They'll mark it at the 15.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
Tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this in the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much for the defense. QB runs in for 6.
On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. They cashed in on a short field last time they had it, and now they'll go to work from their own. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Lost the fire on 2nd down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Brings it down on the right side. He's loose. Touchdown, Cougar! And once he found open space, the man might as well start playing.
And listen, still a ways to go. But great job by this offense getting back in the ball game. Now, we got a one-possession game. We got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stop? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done. North Texas takes possession. The Mean Green offense will return to the field. This is where the pressure can start to build a little bit, trying to hold on to a 2-point lead, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. After giving up a score in that last possession, you just feel the sense of urgency now. It's really, really high. And, David, this offense, they've got to answer.
Yeah, but you got to remember,
it's a seam wide open. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling. From the 30-yard line on first down. The give to the tailback. And that's a very productive first down play in bringing up 2nd and 3. North Texas will try to bleed the clock. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. To the sideline, and he's able to tiptoe his way to a first down.
And obviously, getting the completion, it's a killer. They get a new set of downs. You got to find a way to make a play now. The saving grace, I guess, Jesse, is he ran out of bounds and stopped the clock, so at least the clock isn't running.
Yeah, and David, it's just a situation right now defensively. I think you just got to take more chances, right? You may have to blitz, you may have to sell out, you might risk giving up a big play, but it's just so critical at this juncture of the game that you're able to retake possession and give yourself a chance to win.
Back to pass on second down. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw him out of rhythm.
There's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Trying to do it on the ground. And he gets it into the end zone for a touchdown, a gut punch to this defense, and probably a knockout punch.
That is how you end a football game. Closing seconds, great execution. Take the lead. This game is almost over.
Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Starts a drive, trying to go up top. That one falls out of bounds, incomplete.
And the defense is playing with a sense of urgency right now. Obviously, they're playing with the lead. They know this offense needs to find a way to generate points, expecting a shot on that last play, so nice job in coverage.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 kicks remaining on the clock.
And that is a play you've got to make as the defender. You've got the lead here late in the game. You've got a chance to secure the win with the interception, and you put it on the ground. Missed opportunity.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. It's caught. All business today for this ball club. They come out and they get the win.
And that's all that matters. It's not always pretty.